Evening, guys. Just going to give it a couple more minutes. There's a few people still logging in. 8:31, so I'm going to give it around 30 seconds, and we'll kick this thing off. For whoever doesn't know who I am, my name is Josh Mask. I'm 26. I'm from Leeds, and what we're going to explain tonight is the Organo Gold opportunity. And it's not going to be a sales pitch, not going to be a hype session. Just going to give you a little bit of a brief background about me, why I've now chosen Organo Gold as my business, and where there might be something in it for you. So what this call is, you'll see it again and again, it's Project 2000. The purpose of Project 2000 and why that would mean anything to you is over the next 90 days, we're looking to put 2,000 new people into this business, looking to get 2,000 new people behind this brand and building this brand here in the UK. And for me, as I've said, I'm 26, from Leeds, got my start in a nutrition company. The company rhymes with Herbalife. And with that, I saw the ability to build something big. Really saw the ability to run a business with very low startup costs and be able to build it as big as I could dream it and as big as I could picture it. But with Organo Gold and what you're hearing about tonight, it got started with a Skype call. And most of you who are seeing this opportunity for the first time tonight probably have either been sampled the coffee, you've tried the coffee, or possibly your friends got you on this call to explain a little bit of information, pestering or whatever they've done. They've probably liked you and trust you enough to at least take a look. And that's the biggest piece of encouragement that I give tonight, is be open-minded. Listen, this is not for everybody, and that's absolutely fine. We're not trying to talk anyone into anything. This thing's gonna grow with or without anyone. So like I've said, you're probably thinking, what's going on? Is it too good to be true? Are the stories true? How, as a company, in such a short amount of time, develop so many success stories and so many people all across the world who are making legitimate incomes, right? You've only got to look at websites like businessfromhome.org, where you can see now that distributors and people are building a business out of coffee. And it's my aim tonight is to explain why it's going that way. Most people put that down to saturation, that there's so many people doing it, but in regards to Organo Gold, you couldn't be further away from the truth. Such a small company of age, only been going 6 years, and in the UK it's untouched, and you're going to hear why that gets me excited, because not only the numbers are in his favours, but there's no leadership in the UK yet, and no one's really built this market, and everything has a starting point. Everything has a time to grow and build, and you're seeing that right now in the UK, and that gets me excited every time I speak about it. So when I was first approached myself about Organo Gold, what you're seeing tonight, he explained to me that he'd found the greatest product ever designed for network marketing. And when he said that to me, I'm thinking, right, is it the next big skin thing? Is it a utility? Is it a crazy juice? What is it? And when he mentioned it was coffee, I was a little bit disheartened, if I'm honest, because at the time I wasn't a huge coffee drinker. And I kind of had the mindset that if I wasn't going to buy it, then no one would buy it. And that was my philosophy on that. But I had a consumer perspective, and I quickly was taught and told about the Warren Buffett mindset, which is what you like to do should be a hobby, but what the world does should be a business, and you should make that your business. And I quickly started to realize that coffee is massive business. If you ask yourself the question, do you or anyone you know drink coffee or tea at least occasionally? Okay, the answer is probably yes. If you ask yourself the question, do you know 10 people in your friends and your influence and your family who drink coffee or tea? I quickly started seeing this as an advantage, that most people were doing this anyway. But what I did was, because I was successful in another company and I didn't want to let people know at the time that I was building something else and having the intentions of looking at other companies, I got started with 10 boxes like this, and I started sampling the coffee. I started giving away free coffee to gain some feedback on how did it taste, how did it make them feel. I didn't let anyone know it was a business, didn't let anyone know it was network marketing, just wanted to get some feedback on the product. What I found from that is, for every 10 samples that I give away, 5 people wanted to know where did they get more of this from, and 1 to 2 want to know what is this business about. And I had never been a big product guy. I'd always led with the opportunity, always led with the business. But this made me realize that anybody who touches opportunity could make an income, okay? And I'm not going to beat around the bush. Everyone's income and everyone's reason why looking at this is different. Whether you want to make part-time income, full-time income, or like myself, or like people on the call like Mike and Gil, want to create wealth for not only themselves, but for other people. And this is the vehicle for that, okay? With very little startup cost, and you design your own hours, you work it around your job commitments. For me, it's the greatest piece of design. It's changed my life completely, gone from making £5 an hour at Lock Lane Gym in Castleford to making 5 figures a month. And I don't say that to show off or gloat. I say that I am a normal average kid. I'm not a public speaker, not a businessman, not from wealth, but I've made this happen. And for me, that is the platform that I want. This is the bridge to get where you want to get, okay? And you can do it part-time. So we got started, okay? And a little bit about the company, and you'll hear this, the company generated success stories very quickly, and it did that with a limited product range. It got started with the black coffee, the mocha, and the latte. And you had people like Stephen Ronda Martin, Josie Ardone, and David Monite who had built this business, okay, to where it is with no network marketing experience. So don't think that you need to be an expert network marketer, an expert salesman, or anything like that, because people have made this happen from simply sampling coffee. And this sample-based methodology and giving away free samples of coffee, you're going to quickly start realizing that's the foundation of our business. And when Organo got started in 2008, it generated in its very first year 2 million in sales. And that was when the recession hit. Okay, so they did well to get that thing off the ground. And they did that from simply sampling the coffee. In 2009, in its second year of business, they did 9 million sales. 2010, 47. 2011, 152. 2012, 300 million. And in 2013, did just under 350 million sales. As I've said, this was with no experienced network marketers. And now what we're starting to see is tremendous growth because people are looking and seeing that this thing's working. And you had people like Marianne Node, who had no experience in network marketing, but loved the reishi mushroom, loved the Ganoderma, which I'll explain a little bit. And right now, wave 2 has started. Okay, and wave 2 for me is people have seen that this is a concept that's working. People are looking and wanting a piece of that and starting to join. And this is when you'll see in any business the next wave of momentum, the next success stories. And what I'm excited about is that the UK market is just about to hit that momentum. So let me take a little time to explain why coffee and network marketing, why coffee and word of mouth marketing, because many of you have probably heard about Organo Gold, and the seasoned networkers or the people who are business minded on the call are probably thinking, how the hell do you make money selling coffee? And I was pretty much the same. But what I've realized is that while other network products in the areas, okay, I'm not going to name names, they require a pitch, okay? If it's nutrition, if it's skincare, if it's utilities, if it's whatever it is, okay, it requires you to sell you on that idea. But coffee, tea, hot chocolate, people are already doing that anyway. And what I figured out is that people don't spend money on things they need. They do spend money on things that they want. And every single morning, every single day, people are consuming coffee, tea habitually, 2 to 3 times a day, with or without me asking you to do that. So I saw a business opportunity there. And this is why the results in Organo Gold are so strong. Number one, coffee's not a fad. Coffee has just been in the Washington Post described as the best investment this year, okay, in commodities, beating oil and gold. Okay, there was a Daily Mail, okay, not the best source of data, but today the article which made me laugh is that they said there's 3 things that people can't live without now: hot showers, smartphones, and coffee. So for me, it's just more justification and validation that I'm in the right business. You've also got companies like Starbucks or $4, whatever you want to call it. They've made it acceptable to charge £2, £3, £4 for a cup of coffee. okay? And they've created what's called the gourmet category of coffee drinking. And you'll probably think, well, what's gourmet coffee? What's gourmet is number one, it's probably the increased price. But they've created that category, okay? They've created that. And the gourmet coffee category has grown massively, okay? You had then companies like Starbucks companies like McDonald's who followed Starbucks' lead with the McCafe. You probably see now that most McDonald's franchises have free Wi-Fi, and now you've got businessmen going there to host business meetings, okay? And McDonald's had been selling coffee since 1977, but they've been selling it as an inexpensive add-on that you had with your meal. But they looked over the road, they saw what Starbucks were doing in generating millions and millions of, dollars per quarter, and they rebranded. They remarketed, they rebranded, and they brought out what's called now the McCafe range. They did that with a strong marketing campaign. They actually moved 70% of their ad budget to that. New cups, new sleeves, they increased the price. And right now, tens of millions of revenue every single year is being generated through the sale of coffee in McDonald's. You've got companies like Burger King who followed suit. They've recently launched a brand new latte range, and that's expected to increase sales by 10 billion next year. And coffee in the UK, I had a joke today with someone that most people say, well, the English only drink tea. That is just not the case anymore. And the coffee has achieved a growth rate 7 to 8 times that of the British economy. So right now it's big business. And these market trends are clues, okay? These are clues. And the UK is definitely now a nation of coffee drinkers. And these companies all figured out that coffee is a commodity. And it's actually the second most traded commodity on Wall Street in the stock exchange, okay? It's the second most consumed drink next to water. And then companies all around the world are starting to catch on to this trend. Caffè Nero, Costa now vending machines in services where it's £2, £3 for a vending machine coffee. And this is definitely a right place, right time opportunity. The product speaks volumes for itself anyway. So what I did was, I didn't listen to other networkers. I didn't listen to my mom. Didn't listen to my friend. Didn't listen to my friend who has got no money. I listened to these CEOs of these major companies, okay? Howard Schultz, McDonald's CEO. And that's exactly why I launched in the coffee business, okay? And when you put all those together, you've got a clue, okay? And right now, and the purpose of this call is we are launching Organo Gold's coffee brand, okay? And you're seeing this right at the very beginning. So knowing now what you know about Starbucks, if you had the chance to go back right at the beginning and invest, would you have done so? And right now we've got professionals taking a look at this information, and this is all relevant, okay? Well, like I said, whether you want to make that part-time income to supplement what you're doing, the full-time incomes, or the wealth building, it's, for me, coffee and networking is the bridge. We can't guarantee anything, okay? You're not going to get me hyping things up, and I'm just going to give you the information, and you make an educated decision for yourself. You want to work with me, you want to work with us, great, let's get to work and let's do it. But are you willing to follow a system? Are you coachable? What's your influence like? Because it's all performance and effort based, okay? I'm not going to promise anything. All I know is that if you work this, okay, from a part-time basis to start with, and you get to work, you can do whatever you want with this. And for me, that's amazing. So it launched with 3 flavors, the black, the latte, and the mocha, as I've explained. They've also now brought out ice drinks, green and red teas. We've even brought out now the capsules, and if you can see these pods here, pods that fit into an espresso machine. So they're even catering now for the larger coffee market, red teas and green teas, that adding to our product launches. So and what you're going to quickly see is we've also got the capsules. That what makes our coffee different and our products different is an ingredient called Ganoderma. Okay, Google Ganoderma, and you'll quickly see that it's the natural treasure of China. It was originally only allowed to be consumed by royalty, and it allows the body to perform the way it was supposed to perform. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist or anything like that, and I'm not going to explain, I know the ins and outs. I've only just learned how to pronounce it correctly. But all I know is that right now, because I've been in nutrition for a long time, and that's where I got my start, is that people don't like to take pills. okay? And what we've done is we've taken this powerful herb, okay, this superfood, and we've infused it into all the products where you can't smell it, see it, or taste it, but every single cup is a healthier cup, okay? As we all know, coffee can sometimes be acidic in nature, and ours is more pH balanced. And I'm not going to make any medical claims, but try the product for yourself. That's all I can say. The punch is in the product, you could say, because it works every single time. And what OrganoGold have done is they've said, why not take the health and the habit and combine them? And you've got OrganoGold with that. And you've got products like toothpaste, body lotion, and all these contain Ganoderma. These aren't out in the UK yet, but they will definitely be coming. So that's the product, okay? And the motto that you see with the company, it's easy, it's simple, it's product, and there's no need for a high-level training on red tea. There's no need for a high-level training on black coffee. You let people try it for free and get some feedback, and they're going to know about where did they get the product from, and where did they get the product and possibly make some money. And that's as simple as it gets. So from a system standpoint, what I'm going to explain now is how do we get this to the marketplace. It's great having a great product, but how are we getting it out to the masses? And as I've said, we give away free coffee. And I'm going to explain why that works. You've only got to look at examples of Facebook, AOL, makeup counters, all give away free products, and in return, word of mouth spreads. And OrganoGold have set this thing up with the 4 questions. And the 4 questions go like this: do you or anyone you know drink coffee or tea at least on occasion? The second question is, how do you drink it? Is it black? Is it milk and sugar? Is it green tea? The third question is, well, what brand do you typically drink? Okay, once you answer that question, the 4th question is, when was the last time that brand ever paid you for drinking or recommending that brand? The answer is always never. All you do then is give them a free sample, okay? And in return, get some feedback on how does it taste, how does it make them feel, and follow up later on. It could never be easier. And as I've said, I've never been a big product guy, but those 4 questions work every single time. And as I've said, what I found is for every 10 samples that I give away, 5 people want to buy more product, and 1 to 2 people want to know more about the business. And those results aren't typical. That's just an example. But like I've said, it's so simple. Okay, the product is the best marketing tool we have. So there's 2 things we do as a company. Okay, you want to know how we get paid now? How do we get paid? So there's 2 things that we do as a company. And number 1 is we build a community of coffee drinkers. And right now we're open in business in 35 plus countries. And our goal in each one of those markets that we go into is to capture 1% of that coffee market. So our main goal is to build a community of coffee drinkers. The second goal is to recruit and enroll entrepreneurs and business builders so we can build a larger community of coffee drinkers. The whole foundation of this business is the product. It is the product, okay? And whether that's direct selling, wholesaling, or through distributors and business partners, okay, that's what we do. We're building a community of coffee drinkers. And with those 2 activities in mind, we get paid 7 ways. So the first way to be paid is, is retail. So retail is simple. We buy the product at wholesale and we sell it at retail. Okay, and this can be done so many ways. Trade shows, person to person, charitable events. I've done like a home event today. I've done presentations, and for me, this is a business of profit. People have want to buy this all the time, and retail is definitely foundation. So all we teach there is earn a minimum of 50% markup. But like I said, we've got people selling it per cup, and that can go all the way up to 500% markup. The second way to be paid, you might want to write these down if you're looking at it for the very first time, is fast track commissions. So fast track commissions is once you bring in business builders, okay, and who want to build the business that little bit quicker, they have the options of promotional packs, bronze, silver, and gold. Okay, what OrganoGold will do is they will compensate you every time you bring in someone personally with one of those packs. And that's paid up to £95, and there's no limit on the amount of people that you can bring in with those packs. The third way to be paid is what's called dual team, okay? For network marketing on the call, this is what's known as a binary type plan, okay? And all we're doing here is building 2 sales teams, 2 communities, one on the left, one on the right, okay? And what we do there and what Organo Gold do there is at the end of every single week, Organo Gold will take a scan of your entire organization all the way through infinity, okay? And they will pay you up to 20% of the lesser legs volume, okay? There's a cap that reaches up to £20,000 per week there, okay? Ways 4, 5, 6, and 7 are what called residual income, okay? So this is simple. Every time someone reorders coffee in your organization, you are compensated. Okay, so let me ask you 2 questions to better show how that works. Number 1, do you believe you can change the brand of coffee or tea of 10 people in your community in 30 days? Okay, what we found there, this is just an example again, is that with your 10 people, they will average buy 2 boxes. The average price for a box is £25 a box, as we've said, at retail. That's £230 profit per month, just off those 10 people switching their brands. Okay, the second question that we ask is, over 18 months, do you believe, sorry, the phone's going, do you believe you can build a team of up to 1,000 people? And not personally, collectively. So with that, okay, you're going to have your 1,000 people in your team, okay, times the 10 customers, which we've used the example of. That's 10,000 customers. That's 20,000 boxes of coffee going through that account. That would be 300,000 in volume dollars going through that account, okay? Huge business, okay? The residual part of the compensation plan pays out between 8 and 12% on average, okay? So the example there, that would be around £20,000 residual profit each month. So for me, that's massive, okay? Massive potential from just building a community of coffee drinkers. As I've said, results not typical, so don't be typical about it. But these are just examples, and I can say that with passion because I've built that with a nutrition company, and there's nothing easier than coffee. For me. So that's just the residual part of the sales. We've also now got a car scheme. I've just qualified as the first guy in the UK for the car scheme. I've just been given a black Mercedes that they will pay towards, and you get all this for £40. It's £40 to get started in Organo Gold in the UK. And what that's going to give you, it's going to give you access to wholesale purchases. It's going to give you the ability to enroll distributors. But people who want to move that little bit quicker, people who want to build the business that little bit quicker, are going to realize that you're going to need some of this stuff. So what Organo Gold have put together is free promotional packs, which we explain. The bronze is £130. That's going to give you £130 worth of product plus up to 10% on the dual team. The silver is £340. That's going to give you £340 worth of product and up to 15% on the dual team. That's a 50% increase in income right there. And the gold pack, which we all want to work towards on day 7, if possible, you don't have to do that, is £1,050. And that's going to give you £1,050 worth of product to help build your business and up to 20% on the dual team. That's what I did because I was building it fast and I wanted the maximum commissions possible. Okay, so right now, guys, in closing, wave 2, we now have people of experience joining, experienced networkers, people of influence who are really going to start taking this to the next level. We've got the likes of Greg Norman, Manny Pacquiao, who are really getting behind the brand. As I said, we've got the launch of the Nespresso or the espresso pods, and that's instant credibility, and that's a new way to drink coffee. And our goal as a business model and as a group is to capture 1% of the markets that we go into. So, and we want to do that in 3 years. The European coffee market, just an example, represents around 87 million per month in sales. So with the 50% payout and the compensation plan, that could represent £44 million per month in distributed commissions. Okay, so listen, we're not going to keep you too long. It's been around half an hour. I want to first and foremost thank you for taking the time out to listen. Get back to the person who sent you to this information and get your questions answered, because right now what we're doing is working. I truly believe, and I'm putting it all on the line for this company, that this is going to be a record-breaking company, and whether that's part-time, full-time, or to create the wealth, what we're doing with this, this is one of our first Project 2000 calls, and we're going to be putting 2,000 new people in, and the way that this sometimes works is that if you get in right there and you get yourself positioned, then you can benefit from the growth of this team as a whole. So, as I've said, I'm excited. The growth in the UK, we're just about to pull the trigger on the next wave of momentum. We've got a senior business partner, Steve Martin, coming over from Canada, Valentine's weekend. And what I see, okay, it's super simple. You're either going to use the product or you're going to use the product and get paid. And it's a unique product and also a universal product. And with the international expansion that this company's seen over the last 6 years, and if you're thinking this is for you, just get amongst it, okay? And my one piece of advice is just right place, right time, right opportunity, and just be willing to take that next step. So guys, it's been a pleasure speaking to you tonight. Get your questions answered as quick as you can. If you want to reach out to me, Josh Maskell on Facebook, or Skype me, Uber, whatever. If not, try the coffee, get healthier, guys. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you at the top.